Hello students, welcome to today's session on reading passages part 1. We are going to continue with it. This is for all the degree first year students of BA, BCom, BSc and BBA who come under Osmania University. Now let me show the PowerPoint. I am Bangla Bharati, Associate Professor of English working in Vivekananda Government Degree College, Vidyanagar, Hyderabad. So today we are going to look at the reading passages, but before that I would like to take you through a short overview of what you call your degree first year text and the syllabus. I hope you can see the slide. Yeah. So welcome back again. We are going to do reading passages that are there in your textbook. This is for the undergraduate course of semester 1 and 2 of General English course for the BA, BCom, BBA and BSc under Osmania University. Now, what are the reading passages of UG Sem 1 and 2? Let me introduce you to your textbook, English Made Easy, which is a course book. It has 2 parts. Part 1 comes for semester 1, part 2 is for semester 2. Now, each semester has 4 lessons. The first lesson, which could be a short story, an essay, a poem, or a play. This lesson is followed by the following items. That is, it has a language aspect wherein you get to improve your grammar, vocabulary, you look at spellings, then listening part that involves pronunciation, speaking, which will tell you about conversations, how to practice conversations, formal situation, informal situation, how to ask questions, how to make requests, how to answer to somebody's request, how to accept it, how to decline it, and other things. Coming to writing, you will learn to write paragraph, notes, essay writing, and then it goes on to information transfer. And when it goes to the second semester, the standard or the level of difficulty increases. Then comes for reading, you have reading passages, which are on culture and traditions of the Telangana state. And the last bits, you have soft skills. Each lesson has one soft skill that you have to learn, and also a value orientation, which is about the human values, the quotations, which will help you in building up your character, in building up your confidence for the future. This is an overview of what you have in your first year, SEM 1 and SEM 2 syllabus. It's a skeleton. Now, what are the reading passages? Reading passages of semester 1 as well as 2 are intended to develop your reading skills. They will introduce you to culture, tradition, art, handicrafts, and history of our Telangana state. And reading, as you all know, it is an important skill. This has to be developed for students because you have to write well. If you have to write well, you have to read well. So by improving your reading skills, automatically your writing skills also improve. It is linked like that. Listening is linked to speaking. Reading is linked to writing. The more you listen, the better you speak. The more you read, the better you write. Now, reading techniques, I'll take you through an overview of the different techniques, that is reading for comprehension. The techniques are skimming, scanning, thorough reading. And semester 1 passages usually introduce you to these techniques. You will use these techniques and you will demonstrate, you will follow these techniques to read it. And the short stories that you have in your lessons are for reading comprehension also, which are done in the classroom. Now, importance of reading. Why is reading important? It's an important way of getting exposed to the English language. And what happens if you get exposed? Greater the exposure, greater is your competitive competence, communicative competence. You become more proficient, you gain your confidence also. So communication improves, you become proficient with language, you will automatically gain confidence. Now, what is the purpose of reading? Why do we read? It's like the common saying that they say, if you don't know anything about a subject, then pouring words or text into your mind is like pouring water into your hand. Can you hold it? Can you retain it? Can you use it? No, you can't retain much. The water you pour, it seeps out through the fingers. You can't retain much. So if you don't know anything about a subject, mere reading will be like building castles in the air. You cannot retain much. So what is the academic purpose for reading at the student level? You will read to search for some information. And as we go on with the reading passages, I will introduce you to some questions where you scan the text and find that information, find the answers to those questions. You can either skim through it or you can just scan through it. And you read for quick understanding, that is called skimming, and reading to learn. And another purpose of reading is to integrate information. Whatever you have read, all that information you integrate in your head. By integrating, what happens? Any given topic, you'll be able to evaluate, you will be able to do a critical study, and you use that information for future purpose. And reading for general comprehension in many cases, and reading for interest or reading for entertainment. These are the different purposes for a student for reading in the academic scenario, that is in the college, in your classroom. Now, the first technique is skimming. This is a technique which most of the students already know. This is where you read very fast, skipping words, skipping sentences, sometimes even the paragraphs you skip, which are not important. You have a question, you try to look answer in that text for that question. It's like reading a story of a movie review, or your examination timetable is set up. So when is your exam, on which day to read that, when is your first internal, when is your second internal, just to go through the particular information, you skim through the other pages. You look for a specific information. So you skip paragraphs, you skip sentences, you skip the main parts to look for a particular information. That is skimming. Then comes scanning. Here you do not read the contents from cover to cover, from A to Z, first page to the last page. You don't do that. Instead, you look at the contents page, and whatever you need, you look for that particular page and look specifically for that particular information. Quickly, you will run through and locate that item. Like in a dictionary, you want to find a word, name of a word, I mean the meaning of a word and different usages. You will go to that dictionary, look in that particular alphabet section, then you will look through it. In the same way, if you have to find a contact in telephone directory, the telephone directory, you remember the old books, such fat books used to come. You just type, it's like the Google search. You type a name in the Google search, it will give you all the details like that. So scanning is, if it is in a book form, you go through the things very quickly, reach a particular page. In that page, you look for a specific item for information. This is scanning. Then you have intensive reading. Intensive reading is what we have been doing from childhood in school. This aims to build more language, more knowledge. More than the practice, it is more of building your knowledge base. It will help you to develop that skill of reading. All your optional subjects, whatever you read, they all come under intensive reading, wherein the learners can learn some new vocabulary, practice some grammar, learn something about the topic of the text. Then you have extensive reading. This is a reading for pleasure, joy, entertainment. You may read the text selectively without being bothered about the unfamiliar words. You are just reading for your pleasure. So reading any magazine, reading any short stories, or you have these books, coffee book, or the 10 tips, 10 mantras for the teenagers, chicken soup for teens, chicken soup for the soul. These are all short stories. They are read for entertainment. So you just go through it. You are not really bothered by unfamiliar words or a new concept. You read it for pleasure and joy. By extensive reading, you will learn spellings, the way they are used, the vocabulary, grammar, and the text structure. Automatically, all this information goes into your subconscious mind. So when you read a sentence, if grammatically something is wrong, though you don't know what is wrong, maybe you will not be able to explain, but you know that there is an error there. That's what happens. That's the benefit of extensive reading. Subconsciously, you will learn so much of vocabulary, grammar, spelling, and the structure of the sentences that it comes automatically for you to write proper sentences. There'll be increased knowledge of the world. Your reading skills are better. Your writing skills improve. You have great enjoyment in reading, and you will have more positive attitude towards reading. Therefore, there's higher possibility of developing a reading habit. Now, reading passages in your textbook, you are introduced to a passage, you skim, you scan, you do extensive reading, you do intricate reading to improve your reading skills. Now, semester 1 has 4 reading passages. Lesson 1, it's on Chindu Yellamma. Lesson 2, the Million March. Lesson 3, Batukamma. Lesson 4, Hussain Sagar. These are all part of Telangana state and Telangana culture. Now, today, what is it that we are going to do? We are going to do the Million March, the reading passage from lesson 2. What is this Million March? We all know we have fought so much for making the dream of a separate Telangana state come into reality. But what is the concept of the Million March? Where did it start from? The concept of a Million March, it's originated in the United States of America. It is called the Million Man March. Million Man March, it was a large gathering of African American people in Washington, D.C. It was organized on October 16, 1995. It was called by Louis Farrakhan. It was held on and around the National Mall. The goal of the Million Man March was to show unity against economic and social issues afflicting the African Americans and the attention from the Washington political establishment to this discrimination. So there was a goal to this Million Man March where millions of people on a given time at a given location, they all come in marching, they gather, they raise slogans, they show solidarity, they show their unity, they all come together to fight for a cause or to bring the attention of the establishment or the government to the issues they want it to be resolved. Now, this concept started in 1995 in Washington, D.C., United States of America. From then on, the concept of million people marching for a common goal has been adopted by many countries, many people. Whenever there is discrimination, whenever there has to be a protest done in a peaceful manner, the Million Man March concept was adopted in many countries, in many civilizations and many places. And you can look at the Million Man March of the October 1995. How many people have gathered? More than 1 million. Now, the Million March for statehood of Telangana, people of Telangana had been demanding for a separate state since 1952. But then the movement fizzled out in 1969. Again from 2001, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, when the party was formed, the movement picked up and gained momentum in 2004. Telangana Joint Action Committee, TJAC, and TRS chalked out a plan for peaceful protests, and there were protests held in every nook and corner of Telangana state, in every village, every town, every mandal. There were Batkamas played, there was Vanta Varpu organized in every place. And this movement built the momentum. It reached a crescendo with the Million March. You can see the Vanta Varpu, the program, where people came, they shut all their establishment, they shut their offices, colleges, institutes, everything was shut. People all came onto the roads. On the road, they started cooking and they all had a community feast. This is Vanta Varpu, and there were Batkamas played in the middle of the road of the season. Usually Batkamas are played only during the October month, the Sharan Navaratri during that time. But to get the separate statehood, Batkamas were played throughout the year at every place, at every occasion. All men, women, children, everybody came together demanding for this separate statehood. Now the final Telangana Million March, look at it. When it happened, the number of people, how they have all come towards the tank bund. The tank bund is completely surrounded. So this is how it is done. Now here is a small news from the Times Now channel, wherein the protests have become so great at the Usmania University. The students, lawyers, everybody participated in this protest in the trying to attend the Million March. The report says, this is a 2-minute video. This is kind of gives you a background to it. Watch it.
The Joint Action Committee has called for a million-man march in Hyderabad, and the police have clamped down on protesters. Fresh shots coming in from outside the Osmania University. We have Deepthi Batini on the phone. And Deepthi, what's the latest situation?
Well, what we are seeing here at Osmania University campus is that the clash between the police and the Osmania University students, because the Osmania University students are trying to get out of the campus and march towards Diamond, where the actual march begins at 1 o'clock today. The Telangana Joint Action Committee giving a call for a million-man march today. That expected more than a million people, almost a million people to converge at Diamond as per the pressurize the central government further demand the separate state of Telangana. And here at Osmania University, we can see classes between police and the Osmania University students, with the students and the police resorting to laughter and also to tear gas selling here at Osmania University campus. With Osmania University students not relenting to the police, police are asking them to go back into the campus and not allowing them to come out of the campus to go towards the tank. But there is a serious high tension here created at Osmania University campus. While on the other hand, the TRS MLAs and the other political party MLAs are expected to start an assembly towards the tank, but in a march in some time now. Back to you.
Right, Deepthi, thanks for that. Deepthi, they're keeping a close eye as the protests build outside Osmania University at that million march in Hyderabad.
Okay, this was the Million March when the people and police tried to clamp the march, where the students, not only from, this was from Arts College, Usmania University, there were such protests across all the universities, the Kakatiya University, Shatavahana University, Yogi Vemana University, all the universities of Telangana state, every town, every district headquarter had students coming in full force trying to join this Telangana Million March. Now here is another report from the NDTV. Listen to the English and listen to the news. This is for 2 minutes. After that, we will move into the text.
Let's now move on to some other news. Pro-Telangana groups are gearing up for action on the 30th of this month for a million march in Hyderabad, even as the deadline set by them for the centre to make an announcement on Telangana has expired. This even as TRS leader K. Chandrasekhar Rao is camping in Delhi. Meanwhile, TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu has written to the Prime Minister seeking an
politicians who are lobbying in Delhi, it is not important. In Delhi, if we really protest, Delhi will also bend their knees and welcome that.
What is in Telangana agree in private that the national political climate at this time is not really appropriate for the center to prioritize the Telangana issue. And yet September end was the deadline set by the pro-Telangana groups for the center to make an announcement. And the International UN Convention has provided an opportune time for these groups to make noise and draw attention to the issue. Police permission has been denied for the proposed million march. Also because one day before is Ganesh immersion and the next day a prestigious international UN convention on biodiversity is set to begin in Hyderabad.
We're treating three things and separate compartments, and we're getting fresh forces for all the three. We're getting CRPF, we are getting BSF.
This was the first million march that was planned in September, which didn't happen.
Apprehension about matters getting out of hand had led to Chidambaram's announcement on the night before a pro-Telangana rally on the 10th of December 2009. A million march on the 10th of March last year saw historic statues vandalized on Hyderabad's Stanburn. The state government cannot afford another costly embarrassment. In Hyderabad, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
India's #1 news app. Just not even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for.
Okay, this was the NDTV report.
Let's now move on.
So Telangana state came into force on 2nd June 2012. Now this is the reading passage on Million March. I'll show you the excerpt of the text. Looking at the text, you will have to find answers for these first questions. When was the Million March initially planned for? Which day? Who organized the Million March? Why was it put on hold? These are the questions. Now I'll display the text part of it. I'll give you 2 minutes to read the text and you have to find the answers. So when was the Million March initially planned for? Who organized it? Why was it put on hold? You find the answers in these 2 paragraphs. I'll give you 2 minutes of time. I'll keep the time for you. Your time starts now. Try to read it loudly. New words here are ambitious, initially, rally, state legislative assembly, demonstrate, conceived, activists, committee, grinding halt, instigating, toppled. Initially means in the beginning. State legislative assembly is where the MLAs sit and form decisions for the government. Conceived, it was planned. Grinding halt is a coming to a absolute stop. Instigating, initiating, topple, to bring it down. So what were the questions? When was the Million March initially planned for? When was it planned? For 10th December 2009. Who organized the Million March? The Telangana Rashtra Samiti and Telangana Joint Action Committee. Why was it put on hold? That you will get to know in the next piece of the text passage. The next piece of passage, you will go through the questions first and then try to find the answers. The questions: when did the government release a press statement, and what caused the backlash? And what was the backlash? Succumbing to the pressure, what did the government do? What did various political parties convince the central government? How did people react? When was the second Million March planned? Where was it held? Was it successful? Was the purpose met? So these are the answers, questions to which you have to find the answers. Use the skimming technique, use the scanning technique, read it, and then try to find the answers. Here comes your text. Why was the Telangana Million March put on hold? So why was it put on hold? Why did the government release a press statement? What was the backlash? Succumbing to the pressure, what did the government do? What did various political parties convince the central government? What was people's reaction? When was the second march planned? Where was it held? Was it successful? Was the purpose met? Now here comes your text. I'll give you 5 minutes to read it. Try to find the answers. There you go. I'll keep the time for you. Why was the march put on hold? Because the central government released a press statement on 9th December 2009, declaring that it is going to create a separate Telangana state. This announcement, what did it result? What was the backlash? There was violent backlash from many other communities and political parties. So what did the government do? It succumbed to the pressure. And what did it do? It went back on its promise. When central government has promised something that didn't happen, it went back. So what happened? What did the political parties try to convince? They tried to convince the central government that it was not in the state's best interest to separate. What happened? Time passed, decisions were delayed. Then the central government said, separate Telangana state is not possible. Immediately what happened? What was people's reaction? People's reaction? They expressed their unhappiness, anger. Some of them sacrificed their life. They committed suicide for the cause. Then major pro-Telangana parties and majority of common people became very restless. That time the second Million March was planned. When was it planned? In 2011. Where did they gather? Tens of thousands of people gathered on Tangbund on 10th of March 2011. How was the plan executed, the march? It was strategically, very planned, meticulously it was executed. And that resulted in declaration of a new Telangana state. So what did finally the central government do? It has taken into account what the common people wanted. And in 2014, the dream of a separate Telangana state became a reality. So when did the government release a press statement? On 9th of December 2009. What was the backlash? Many people said it is not the best for the state to bifurcate. So succumbing to the pressure, what did the government do? It went back on its promise. Because the central political parties convinced the central government that the separation will mean hindering the opportunities or the prospects. It's not good for the state to get a separate statehood. How did people react? They became very angry. They were unhappy. Some people even sacrificed their lives. So when was the second Million March planned? It was planned in 2011 on 10th March. Where was it held? On Tangbund. Was it successful? Yes. Was the purpose of achieving the separate statehood materialized? Yes, indeed, the dream of a separate Telangana state became a reality. So this is how you read the passage continuously and fluently, trying to understand the meaning, trying to answer the questions. So with this, we come to the end of the reading passage, which is there in your lesson 2 of semester 1. A quick recap of what we have done. Today we have learned various reading types, techniques, and the lesson 2 reading passage on the Million March. It is actually a concept started in the USA, and the first Million March was planned in December. But then the agitations, the news coverage, the central government declared but then went back on its promise. So more agitations followed, and I have shown you the snippets of the news coverage of Times Now and the NDTV. Then we read the passage, we did skimming, we did scanning, we read for the minute details, we have answered the questions. Finally, Telangana state was achieved after much struggle and sacrifice. With this, we come to the end of the reading passage, and thank you very much for joining me here. If you have any doubts, you can leave your doubts in the comment section. I shall revert to you. And if you like the video, you please subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you get the notification. So students, so with this, we come to the end of the reading passage part 1 of lesson 2. That is the Million March. With so much of sacrifice, with so much of fight, we got our separate Telangana state. Now it is in your hands to protect its culture, to uphold its values and take it forward with your sheer hard work and tolerance to bring about new changes in the society, in the community, and for the state. So the state, whatever your previous seniors have done, they have done their bit. Now it is up to you. You have to contribute to the society. You have to together build a new or Bangaru Telangana that's in your hands. With this, I'll stop, and I hope I would advise that stay home, stay indoors, don't go outside unnecessarily. Whenever you're out in the open, wear your facial mask, use sanitizers, wash your hands regularly when you go out. And when you return home, wash your hands, take a full bath, and be safe, be at home. Thank you so much. I'll end it. We'll meet you again in the next lecture. Thank you.